makes you a two-time winner at this event. Can you just talk about what that means to you?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of crazy. I felt like I had a really good pre-season. I had a good week last week, but to say that I'm champion so early in the season is kind of strange. But I also felt like I played really solid all week, so I feel like I'm deserving of the trophy.
It's been almost 500 days since your last win up until today. What does it mean to you to be back in the winner's circle?
Yeah, I felt like I got off to a good start last year, kind of had a funny summer of golf and then played well at the end of the year. And obviously last week I came in the top 10, so that was a nice way to see how my form was for coming into this week. But yeah, I didn't realise it had been so long. But yeah, I felt honestly really nervous out there. I was talking to my caddy husband and saying like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I haven't really felt like that in a while, but I guess if it's been that long, perhaps that's why. But yeah, I felt like I was hitting a lot of good shots. I just kind of had to stay patient, so that's kind of what I did.
We were talking with Austin earlier, and she said Hannah really knows how to finish a tournament. Do you feel like that rings true to you?
Yeah, perhaps not making bogey, but I said to one of the Osteos, Jack, I was like, yes, I would like to come into 18 with as much of a lead as possible, and I got off to a hot start, birding the first, and then made a nice eagle on paid, so I knew I had a bit of a lead, and I definitely wanted that coming into 18, with it being such a tough hole.
I'll open it up to questions in the room. If you raise your hand, the mic will be brought to you.
Hi. Hannah, my first question is, how does this win compare to your previous win emotionally?
I think I'm far more emotional just because I was able to do it with my husband. I felt like, yeah, again, I played good in areas last year, but it wasn't very consistent at all, and I guess it has been a long time since I have had a trophy in my hands. So when I did win Singapore 2 years ago, I went on to win 2 other tournaments that season and pretty much had my best season on tour. So having a win so early in the season gives me a bit more flexibility with the tournaments that I can play, so I'm hoping that this puts me in good stead for the rest of the year.
So what were the key moments that made a difference in your game?
I don't really know moments, but I think the birdie that I made on 15 was a big putt. That kind of gave me a bit more of a cushion going into the par 5, and I decided to lay up just because I wasn't comfortable with that tee shot, and ended up making par, and I perhaps made a couple soft bogeys coming in, but I knew that I had enough of the lead to be able to get away with making mistakes coming in the stretch. But I think 15 was a real turning point.
Hello, many congratulations for your 7th LPGA victory and first with your husband on your back. Talk to us about your winning partnership with him.
Yeah, it's been a really good couple of weeks. My caddy that I usually work with, he's actually trying to apply for a green card, so he can't actually leave the US at the moment, so it wasn't really the plan going into the season, but luckily he was able to pick up the bag for me. He's kind of put his golf clubs aside to look after me, so yeah, it was absolutely a team effort out there today and the entire week, the last 2 weeks really, so it's very special to be able to share the 7th win, my favourite number, with my husband.
Are we going to see more of your husband on your back for you also?
So yes, I'm playing 2 more events in Australia. Australian Open and the WPGA Championship. He will be caddying for me then. So yeah, hopefully it all continues to go well because it's obviously working very nice right now.
Hannah, obviously you were playing with Minji. You haven't played in a final together. How was the feeling between you both out there?
Yeah, I felt like, I knew that there wasn't probably going to be much conversation between us, perhaps early days, depending on how we were both playing. And I think I got off to a good start. Minji was kind of scrambling to make some pars, and so she made some good putts, and we had a couple of times where we had to wait, so there was times where we had a conversation, and it just felt like a normal round that we played back at home. So it was nice to have her and her caddy Mike, who I'm also close with, out there. I think that kind of helped when there were moments where there wasn't really much to talk about, to be able to have a conversation with them. But yeah, we obviously have Australian Open coming up, and I feel like we'll probably be perhaps in a similar position, so it was nice to have played with her, and she finished off really well today, even though she probably didn't have her best stuff.
Hi Hannah, congrats. You mentioned earlier that you were feeling nervous out there. It didn't seem like it. What did you do to kind of help settle those nerves or not let those nerves affect you?
I think I just acknowledged that I was feeling nervous. I feel like a lot of people think that they're always bad things, but I think if you don't experience nerves, there's probably not enough care factor. So I kind of just told Jared a couple times that I wasn't feeling comfortable, and he said take a deep breath or just have something to eat or have even a sip of water. So I was just trying to acknowledge that they were there and kind of make sure that I wasn't too calm and not motivated enough, and wanted to continue to put my foot on the pedal type of thing. But the shot into 18, I didn't really know how far it was going to go, just because I know I was excited and nervous and all at the same time. So even though I unfortunately three-putted, I feel like it was probably better than being in the back bunker, but I haven't really played with that type of adrenaline in a long time, so I think we handled it really well.
Can I ask one more question? Okay, thanks. So you also mentioned that 7 is your lucky number. Is there a story behind how 7 became your lucky number?
I don't really know why. I think it's probably one of my favourite clubs in the bag, but at least since I've been a professional, it's been my favourite number. So it's kind of fitting that I was able to win here in Singapore, a place that's actually very close to home, as well as a city that I do love to come to. So hopefully I can add a couple more to that tally this year. But number 7 is very good to me.
Hi. You've hit some pretty amazing goals over the last few years, and I know you're a big supporter of the young girls coming through. What would you tell your younger self right now?
I guess that's a funny one, because when I was first playing amateur golf, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do this for a living. I felt like I was kind of not always winning tournaments as an amateur. I was kind of behind Minji and Suo and a couple other players, but I felt like my year on the Epsom Tour was really helpful for me. I was able to win 3 times out there and get some confidence to then come out to the LPGA, and I felt like perhaps if I went straight from Q School to LPGA, I wouldn't have felt it that way. So Epsom Tour is a great place, the LET is also a great place. I think you just have to get used to being away from home. As much as I love Australia, we unfortunately don't have enough events to actually be able to do it full time. It can be a tough lifestyle being away from home, but just putting yourself out there, giving it your best shot. Hopefully we can get some more Australians on tour. We have a lot. I think we had 7 or 8 this week, which is the most we've ever had. So hopefully lots of flags on the leaderboard.
Thanks. With this being the 18th, 16 of the winners of this tournament have been major winners. Can you talk a little bit about what it is about the course and the tournament that throws up such a high level of winner?
Yeah, I felt like it was quite a big switch coming from last week's tournament to this week, just with in Thailand you have to make a lot of birdies, but sometimes in Singapore you have to make a lot of key pars. So it was kind of weird to go from a mindset of perhaps going straight for the pin versus just hitting greens and fairways as much as possible. But the 18 on the bunker that they've added on the left there has made it a much more difficult golf hole. Where they put the tee box, it wasn't always able to be cleared on the left. But there's just a lot of holes where it's difficult off the tee box, and I think that's kind of something I don't always do so well. But for some reason here in Singapore, I've been able to pull it off. But it's a beast of a course. I mean, yes, I shot 13 under par, 14 under par, but I felt like I had to switch on that entire time.
Thank you. And then this being the first of the renewal years that HSBC have renewed to 2030, can you talk a little bit about what it means to have a partner that sponsors with such longevity?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a big difference. I think they said that this is one of the biggest events that HSBC support, and for it to be women's golf and to be able to have my name on this trophy twice now is massive. And it's not just what they do for us on the golf course. You see the hospitality suite, you see all the events that they do throughout the week. A lot of planning goes into this, and obviously it's well paid off, and I hope the clients and spectators and everyone has enjoyed the week, as us players certainly have.
Wonderful. Thank you, Yana.
Thank you.